Hello, beautiful souls. Good morning. Welcome back. I'm your girl, Princess Leah, and we are continuing on with our 7 days of chakra balancing. Today is day 3, and we are tuning into our sacral chakra. We're going to be clearing, cleansing, and balancing the sacral chakra. What is the sacral chakra? See here, Izzy Ivy says it is the core of creation. And that is the truth. You see this serpent, the snake, the kundalini, that is your life force energy. Kundalini is that the energy of life, of source, of Jah, God, gracious, omnipresent, divine, however you want to call it. It lives and sparks in your sacral. That is creation, the creativity, even that feminine energy that lives within us all is creation. It's the creative aspect of yourself. It is the emotional, sensual, all the feels that is stored in your sacral, that stems from the sacral. And as we approach our final weeks of the year of the snake, as our kundalini continues to rise, as we continue to shed our old, outdated versions of ourselves so that we can rise into our true, authentic life force energy. And I'm hearing life force, superpowers. Your sacral chakra is where your superpowers are stored. Okay? So let's see what Izzy Ivy says about our sacral chakra, core of creation. Feelings, emotional responses, pleasure, sensuality, intimacy, letting go, connection, creativity, sacred sexuality, passion, healthy boundaries, valuing the body. You are invited to revel in the present moment and feel deeply into your senses. The sensuality of being alive, the breeze on your skin, the scent of damp earth, the feeling of fitting perfectly into the temple you call your body. This card is about divine. This card is about diving into the depths of a moment where all your faculties are available for divine creation. Your entire paint kit is present, as no part is left in the past or caught in the future. All of who you are unties. I don't have my glasses, so I'll be reading all over the place. All of who you are unites in a point of deep experience. This is the ecstatic moment of conception for a project or new life. Let yourself drop into passion, intimacy, and loving connection with whatever you are birthing into the world and with whomever you have chosen to co-create with. So to restore your sacral chakra, get in touch with your creativity and embrace your natural expression, however that looks to you. The way you live is an art form. That's beautiful. Let me say that again. The way you live is an art form. A unique expression of yourself. You can dance through challenge, sing through restriction, and paint your reality. Ooh, I love this. I love this so much. I'm getting chills. I'm getting sweats. This is all good. This is all good. The theme for the sacral chakra, your relationship with your body, your sensuality and your sexuality. The healing position is in your lower abdomen, your pelvis area, and the wash is a vibrant orange, like the sun, as it beams its rays down into your core of creation. And I'm hearing even for for women, for females, for the womb that is held, that we hold and conceive life, the beautiful body, and the word that wants to come through. So pardon me if it offends you, because I'm reading this book right now on reclaiming our feminine vibrancy and our sacred sensuality, and this book is called Pussy. So if you don't like that word, you're gonna have to click out of this reading, I guess, because this is called reclaiming the life force energy, the womb of creation. That is the sacred superpower that a woman holds, that a woman holds, okay? And men hold it too. It's not about necessarily the gender, but in this moment I'm hearing Spirit say for that beautiful female biological essence that was created specifically for female reproduction, was created so that we could remember and tap into the core of life force energy, so we could always stay tuned in, tapped in, turned on, as Abraham Hicks likes to say, with source, with the gracious, omnipresent divine, right? So even when, as I'm sitting here, as we're talking about the sacral chakra today, I'm texting my little sister this morning like, oh no, I think Aunt Flo's coming, and I'm sitting here saying that thumbs down, right? Like, oh no, sweat, like but this is a reminder Spirit is telling me right now that this is a beautiful flow of life. This is the part that we get to embrace, we get to relish, we get to cherish, we get to experience, that not all human beings get to experience, that not all humans or living creatures get to experience the core of creation, of life force energy, of that womb, of that flow, of tapping in to the oneness of the flow of the gracious, omnipresent divine. And it actually brings up emotions, because when I actually tap into that truth, I actually feel really emotional with gratitude instead of with resentment for this said flow. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense, because that makes sense for me. So I'm gonna get a really quick card for what Spirit has to say about the sacral chakra, our sacred superpowers. And I'm seeing this Knight of Swords. I love this Knight of Swords in the Akashic Star Child Tarot. Thank you to my angel cousin sister Alexandra Angel for giving me this deck, blessing me with this deck for my birthday. Because this Knight of Swords, I've never seen one like it. She is at the edge, the leading edge of evolution, of conscious creation. She is deciding whether she wants to jump and leap into this new portal. And we just had that 2-2 portal. And we're getting ready to move into the 222 portal, which will also be right in that same midst of that eclipse that we're getting on the 17th, when the moon turns, or when the Chinese New Year turns to the year of the fire horse. This new moon in Aquarius coming up, all of the energies leading up to it right now is asking us, is inviting us to jump, to leap into this new portal, into the secret of the unknown, the secret, the sacred unknown, the sacred creation. And I'm hearing, even with that sacral, sensual, going back to our sensuality, our sacred sexuality, all of it flows together to create beautiful new life, whether it's actual creation of life. To create a human, we go through the beautiful sacred ceremony of sexual intercourse. Yes, intimacy. Into me, you see. And in order to do that, we have to be comfortable with having these conversations without getting queasy or weary or weird, or without getting uncomfortable, or without feeling guilty or ashamed for our sexuality, or embarrassed for our Aunt Flo, or whatever, insecure about our bodies. All of this is saying you are a sacred vessel. Okay? You are a sacred vessel. And you are, look, it even looks, the sun looks like that same portal that she is leaping, getting ready to leap into, getting ready to leave everything behind. Everything that she has known life to be, she is leaping and leaving it behind. She's choosing to let it go because she's realizing that it's time to birth into a new. And I'm hearing for those, and this is where I'm hearing Tantra. Tantra is an ancient Eastern Indian practice that restores. It literally means to weave, because you are weaving, interweaving, interconnecting, restoring, reclaiming, reconnecting your life force energy back to your physical body with your spiritual body and emotional body and sensual body. Okay? And it's a beautiful journey. There is a such thing as sexual healing. That's why, is it Marvin Gaye? Sexual healing, baby. Okay, that's what I'm hearing right now. It's good for me. Because it is. We think that sex has to be a transaction. We think that sex has to be a give and take, or a reward that we withhold if we're angry as a weapon. No. Lay that weapon down. Do not use your sexual beingness as a weapon or as a source or a way of attaining or measuring your value, is what I'm hearing Spirit say too. Because your sacred sexual superpowers are invaluable, and therefore cannot be the measurement based on how other people decide they want to measure you. It's not based on if this person wants to be with you sexually, that means you are worthy and valuable, and if they don't, then you are not. That's not what this is about. That is false. That is a false expectation, a false evidence, false energy, false emotions, false ego appearing real, the fears. And the feminine energy, the feminine stores the wounds in the sacral, as the masculine stores the wounds in the heart. So as we are here clearing and healing and balancing and cleansing our sacral chakra, we are also re-healing and reminding that feminine, that the traumas that we store in our sacral can be released, that we are safe now to release them, that we are safe now to take this leap and to let the past go and to lay our swords down. Your beautiful, sacred, sacral, sensual, sexual superpowers is a gift to this world. And we for so long have been taught and conditioned and lied to believe that that is a gift for only external people, places, things. But it is for us. It is for our own life creation and restoration, so we can then pour out. We pour in to pour out. Okay? Not only pour out in order to then fill up the cup from external validation based on our physical desires, physical attraction, physical whatever. You, beloved, are the gift. You are the superpower. You are the core of creation. Okay, let that be known. So let's see what orange, just before I tap out here, what is orange? And then I want to give you a little exercise, a little stretch exercise, breathing exercise that I do when I am tapping into balancing, connecting with my chakras and my sacral, kind of like what I showed with yesterday for the root. So orange here, Betty Wood says, the healing power of color, how to use color to improve your mental, physical, and spiritual well-being. This was born, I think she wrote this in the 80s, 84, I want to say. Yep, 84. Orange is the color of luxury and pleasure, which appeals to the flamboyant and fun-loving, who like a lively social round. They may be inclined to dramatize a bit, and people notice them, but they are generally good-natured and popular. They don't, however, care for someone else hogging the limelight, and may get a little trifle sulky if this goes on for too long. This is giving me Leo energy, which is kind of funny. We just had that full moon in Leo about your sovereignty, about your life of the party is that Leo energy ruled by the sun, and reclaiming that, right? They don't, what did I say? Let me go right back. Okay. They can be superficial, fickle, and vacillating, but on the whole, they like people and have a hail fellow well met attitude and a distinct gift of the gab. Is that the gab or the jab? Might be the jab. While they try hard to be agreeable, they tend not to notice the slings and arrows of misfortune, especially other people's. According to Harold Bopst, I've never heard of him, so maybe you might want to do some research on who Harold Bopst, B-O-P-S-T. He says that orange is the color of youth, strength, fearlessness, curiosity, and restlessness. It adds stimulus to cool colors, and it's complementary to blue, which is blue connected to your throat chakra. And your throat chakra is your truth, your self-expression. Orange is one of those colors we can all do with a little. And if it adds an invigorating touch to an otherwise dull color scheme, overall, it can be rather too much. Although diluted, let's read that again. Overall, it can be rather too much. Although diluted down as apricot, for example, it has enough pink in it to curb its more exuberant qualities. In the unlikely event of someone wanting to surround themselves with orange or always wearing it, one would think they felt a great need for the stimulating qualities of both red and yellow, the root and the sacral, or a solar plexus. And that could be that need of stability and that need of self-willpower, internal self-assurance, self-confidence. So that sacral's right in that middle blend is what I'm hearing as well, the merge, the mix of those two. And I love that. I think that's actually really beautiful. But one thing that I picked up on that was this underlying, almost judgmental aspect about orange, or people with the aura of orange. is almost like this, they say flamboyant, a little bit too zealous, a little bit too, fickle and too, wanting to be in the spotlight. Arrogance is what came through. And I'm hearing that could be a shadow aspect of that orange. Because the shadow aspect of the sacral is guilt. Feeling guilty for shining your light. Feeling guilty for embracing and embodying and experiencing pleasure of life's blessings, beauties, and benefits. I mean, how many times do we say guilty pleasure? How many times do we hide and say, oh, I like this show, or I like this food, or don't tell anybody, but I actually am really freaky and kinky and I really like that. But you're like, no, don't tell anybody that because I feel guilty to even want to desire that. I feel guilty to desire pleasure. Not anymore, beloveds. We're in a new earth and a new world and a new human. And pleasure is our birthright. Pleasure is our GPS. Pleasure is our life force energy. Pleasure is our goal of our essence, of the reason why we're here, is to explore and enjoy life to its fullest. What other point is here? Why would we say, yes, let's go to earth so we can suffer and hate it and wait and count down the days until we die? Why would we say that? Why would we choose a life like that? Yet we still continue. I still continue to have moments of doubt and fear and grudge and resentment and suffering and pain. For what? Because I have been taught to believe that I am not allowed to feel pleasure and enjoyment and ecstasy in all moments. That for some reason that's got to be bad. You got to feel guilty about it because somebody else has it less or worse than you. So you feeling happy about all the things that are going well in your life and being grateful to be in love, somebody else is upset because they're not having that. And so now you feel like I got to dim my light. I got to be a little less happy. I got to be a little less pleasurable. I got to be a little less successful. I got to be a little less grateful so that said person doesn't feel as envious, jealous, so you don't feel as guilty. But Abraham Hicks talks about, like, you're not going to just get sick just because somebody else is sick. And you're like, oh, I'm going to be sick for 5 minutes just so that they can get better. I'll be sick until they get well. No. Or I'm going to be poor until they get richer. No. And some people feel that way, though. We do. Sometimes we do, especially as empaths. And especially if we as empaths, as women, have been taught that we have to sacrifice ourselves for the pleasure of other people. Otherwise, we are being selfish. We got to stop this, beloveds, because all it's doing is it is deteriorating our beautiful essence. All it is doing, it is eating you alive, me alive, us alive as a collective. And that's why we are here today. Cleansing, clearing, and balancing, healing the wounds, healing this sacral chakra. Okay? So I'm going to close out with this this visual that I do when I'm clearing my chakra. So in case I forget with other ones, this is what I do. So the sacral, the exercise that is good for the sacral, much like the root, is you lay, and instead of laying you're laying on your back with your knees up. Let me see if I can move this so you can see me a little bit better. So instead of laying up with your feet grounded and planted, what you're going to do is you're actually going to be like a butterfly, and you're going to open your knees out, and you're going to put your feet, the bottom of your feet together like a butterfly, Remember this stretch? And then you fly around, you say, where in the world would I fly if I were a butterfly? Okay. So you do that, and you lay back, okay? And as you place the bottom of your feet together, place your hand where your sacral is, right, which is underneath your belly button, right in that pelvis area. Place your hand there if you'd like. You can do one on your heart if you like that too, so that they can intertwine that feminine and masculine energy together, balancing, restoring, connecting from a higher love. And just take a deep breath. Feel the rise and the fall of your belly. Feel the grounding of your feet on your back. Feel the gravity pulling your knees open, your legs open, your hips open. And say, I am safe. I'm safe to open my heart. I'm safe to open my knees, my legs, as we have been taught to be afraid to open our legs. What do we hear? Close your legs. Let that pussy be shown to the sun, and let the life force energy radiate from your beautiful, sacred pussy. Say it with me because you might smile. The book I'm reading about, which is called Pussy, A Reclamation. It's Mama Gina. She is a beautiful, beautiful woman advocate. And she studies the life of pleasure. And as you want to cleanse and clear your sacral, you can then say out loud or to yourself that you sprinkle, the visualization of sprinkling. You could use the color orange, crystal dust, whatever orange crystals you might want to use, carnelian, citrine, as citrine is a beautiful crystal of clearing negative energy and replacing it with energy of optimism and vibrancy. So you could say, I'm cleansing and clearing, I'm sprinkling orange citrine crystal dust into my sacral chakra to cleanse it with healthy, beautiful, and balanced, matured pleasure. I allow myself to embody, embrace, and experience and enjoy all of life's pleasures, all of the pleasures of life's blessings, beauties, and benefits without guilt. I cleanse and clear my sacral from all guilt and all of the false, disempowering beliefs and agreements where I once held and stored in my sacral, thinking that because I've done wrong, because I made a mistake, that I feel bad and I should feel bad and I don't deserve pleasure. I don't deserve to be loved. I don't deserve blessings and beauty. This is Venus energy coming in to cleanse and clear with the sacral chakra. Because Venus is the planet that rules that divine feminine energy of love, conscious divine love, unconditional trust in the abundance of life's beauties. You don't have to prove your worthiness. You don't have to bend over backwards, do hand flips and back flips just to prove that you are worthy of love, of healing, of pleasure. You don't have to earn a certain amount or work a certain amount of hours to earn, to be deserving of abundance. You don't have to please and sacrifice your whole body and your well-being just to earn a blessing, just to earn someone else's validation. That's not what we're doing anymore, beloveds. Breathe it in. Hug your knees, pull your knees in, lift them up, stretch them out. Hold yourself, beloved. You are worthy of all of life's blessings, beauties, and benefits. Okay? So I hope that this message helps. I hope that you get some good nuggets to be able to go through the rest of this day and into the final weeks of our year of the snake, of our wood snake, shedding all of what is no longer coming with us in this new portal. All right. So until tomorrow, I hope you liked this message. Give this video a thumbs up if you haven't already done so already on your way in or out, or heart it. That's really helpful. And if you would like to be a part of my Vibe Tribe, you absolutely can subscribe, or just continue to, follow your girl over on all my social media platforms: Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Princess Leah 888. And until tomorrow, I'll see you in the next moon. Peace and love. Namaste. Bye.